Okay, we're currently doing episode 4 of Love You Teacher. Before I continue, I must continue to tell you at this moment in time, if you're seeing this episode recap, it means, well, technically you're seeing it like 3 months or 4 months after everything is published. But if you want to catch the real on time recap, go on my Patreon. How to find my Patreon? You go to the part where you have my YouTube channel, go to the part where you need to talk about the about, or what I talk about my channel, the back end of YouTube. Then that's where you're gonna see the list of my social medias. You'll see my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Patreon. You click on the Patreon, join my Patreon, and trust me, everything you want to know on my recap is there first thing, literally on the day or the day after the show comes out. But trust me, it is first, because you're gonna see this 3 months or 4 months late. With that said, now let's talk about episode 4. Now, Pop Mac is trying his best to see if he can use any video of himself playing, because he believes that he's the reason he got solar. And technically it's not. Maybe it's the specific music, because the music that he's playing, he believes that it's just him playing some random music and it will get solar back. But that's not the case. So whilst Pop Mac was playing the guitar that he was playing, that he recorded himself on the video, that don't sound right like a sentence, but my English is going off lately. But anyways, Sun tried to fall asleep but pretended and ended up, playing with them. Sun asked them why they trying so hard to make him sleep so much. Pop Mac did not want to answer and gave him the signature lollipop. Apparently, this episode, the lollipop is going to be used as currency. So when Pop Mac said he's not going to tell him, he gave him his lollipop and told him to go to class. Sun thinks it's a real currency thing, and he tried to give it back to Pop Mac to tell him the story of why he needs to go to sleep. Pop Mac did not answer and told him to just go to class. Apparently, slowly but surely, Sun is trying to figure out what's going on. The only thing he knows so far is that he wakes up, people calling him his name. Sorry for the mute noise in the background. Now, see, the thing about Sun is, Sun and Solar, they're one entity. But because Sun realized something is off with these so-called adults and that they're hiding something from him, he's determined to find out what it is, even if he has to sneak around and pretend to go to class, but also sneak around to see where Pop Mac is, because, the main source is Pop Mac, and he can get the answers through Pop Mac, even if Pop Mac is not telling him. It sounds confusing, right? That's exactly how Sun feels. Okay, Sammy's character, who is the principal. Remember, I can't pronounce Sammy's character's name, so I am going to either call her Sammy character or Miss Principal, or just Principal for short. Anyway, Sammy's character gathered all the teachers to talk about an event that all of them dread the most. It's coming up with a school play. And in that set school play, there is one specific class that needs to do their school play, or at least one specific class is in charge of, well, every class is in charge. But in all of these classes, they have to pick a director, someone in charge that could gain this play to its glory. But the thing is, Solar's class, they can't really do anything, because Solar is not Solar at the moment. Solar is Sun. So they have to come up with an idea to try to figure out how to monitor and gain that class a play. But you have Pop Mac in the back, is why can't they just cancel it? They would if they could. So when Pop Mac asks why they couldn't just cancel Solar's class and not do the play at all, Sammy's character said that no, she can't do that. It would be unfair, because last year when they tried to do that, not that said class, but a class was very furious that they didn't get to do in the play, and they were literally on a protest moment. And Sammy's character is she can't go through that anymore, especially with the fact that you have to talk to the parents, tell the parents the reason and all that stuff. That she's not going to go through that. She wants every class to be even. But then the problem is, it's Solar class. Solar is not present at the moment. We only have Sun. Okay, with that discussion ruled out, Sammy's character asked anyone if they want to volunteer to help out Solar's class. No one wants to. Hell, no one doesn't want to get involved overall. The kids are crazy when it comes to that. So, since no one is going to do it, of course, Podmek is going to do it because it's Podmek's man. But the thing about it is, Podmek doesn't really like Sun that much, but Sun is the same person as Solar, so he's in the same body of his man. So, he's going to do everything and anything for his man. He's always like that. Now, my question is though, I know that Z is new to the school, so he doesn't know much about the activities that's happening. But how long has Pumek been in this school? Because how is he not acknowledged about last year? So I'm assuming he did start 6 months ago. Remember episode 1? They talk about a story and then we rephrase, go back to 6 months. So he started 6 months. Now, here's the thing. When Podmek said he wants to take over or at least try to volunteer for Solar's class, everyone laughed because everyone knows that Podmek is not really good in activity. Hell, he's not even good with his own class, let alone trying to cover up for Solar. Yeah, good luck for that. But Podmek did convince them that he will do it, especially the fact that he is covering up for his man. Again, he would do anything for Solar, anything and everything. Now here's the thing, everything sounds so good and easy, right? Remember I said all classes has to have a director, and those director is going to be one of those students to be the monitor or the lead to take over of how they want their play to look, right? So Podmek is not only taking over or trying to cover for Solar's classes, but he's also going to make sure that Sun does not get picked to be director. He making sure that Sun doesn't take over anything in that class. Still, while he's trying to monitor his own class. The tricky thing. So when Podmek said that, and also Z looked at Podmek and said, like, wouldn't Solar be a little bit sad? Podmek said, right now we're dealing with Sun. And Sun will basically say anything as long as the lollipop is involved. It's easy to trick. But they haven't realized that Sun is literally hiding somewhere looking at them in the meeting. It's the book for me, not the happy Sun, because literally Sun is not happy and he kind of looks like this Sun. But anyways, how did he trick them to get into this room? Because clearly it's just only adult. I mean, I get that Solar body is whatever, but still, how did they trick him? How did he trick them? But when both Podmek and Z's with Podmek because Miss Principal gave him in charge to actually help out Podmek. Remember, Podmek is not good with the kids, and the principal is not even sure if Podmek would have done good. So Z is with him. Anyways, they went to the class. And apparently everyone picked Sun. The one thing that Podmek fears that shouldn't happen. Somehow he knows that Sun has everything to do with it because he knew that they wouldn't have picked Sun unless Sun did something. Okay, this is what Sun did. So remember, Sun literally overheard Podmek talking about his plan to not let Sun get to be a director so he can't do anything with no play. So he went back to class, seeing that there are two divided groups deciding what they want. The boy in red plaid, because he's talking for the boys, saying that they want to do a play based on Avengers, while the girls with Elsa, she wants to do a story of Snow White. Then comes Sun. Sun tells them if they pick him to be a director, he can make both of their play combined and called it Snow White and the Seven Avengers. So because of Sun's idea being so great and everyone gets their idea to put towards the entire play, everyone picks Sun. Podmek is shocked that Sun actually got them to vote for him. So he's trying to convince the students that Sun is not capable of doing this. See, the thing is, Podmek thinks that Sun can't do this. Sun is 7, he's just the same age as the rest of them. But I feel like Podmek is underestimating Sun. He's underrating him. I feel like, Podmek doesn't know Sun. He doesn't even try to know Sun, and I will tell you that later down in the recap, because somewhere along the line, this is where the sentence that I said that Podmek doesn't trust Solar to do anything. Sun to do anything, but Sun is 7, but I think he needs, like, people are not giving him that light or the time to actually do things on his own. He's always rushed to get Solar, and I get where Pump Make is coming from, but at least give the boy a try. I don't think I think the reason why Sun is out is because, like, he never got the chance to fully experience anything. That's like how it works. Like, Sun only stopped at 7, right? But Solar that came out, he decided to change his name from Sun to Solar. Sun never got the chance to do anything while he had the Sun name. It's just switched. I just want to know what age. It can't be at age 7 that he decided that I want to change his name to Solar. Ladies and gentlemen, the protest has started, but in this case, they are protesting that the teachers agree that Sun gets to be director. At this point, they can't really win this war. It's 2 against all these kids. I'm sorry, they already voted for Sun, and the fact that they have to acknowledge that this is the real thing, they can't turn the children down. Sun has been picked to be the director, and so that's what he has to do. Public has to monitor Sun at this point. He has to wait till Sun go to sleep, then wakes up Solar to tell Solar what the hell is gonna happen. PubMec needs to look at it this way. This is a side of Solar that he never got to see. And also the side that he needs to learn how to handle, because let's be honest, Sun is a version that PubMec is not used to. Plus, with Sun, he's being more open, and I'm talking about PubMec. Oh dang, these classes are taking this play thing seriously. They barricaded the windows so no one can see them and closed the doors so no one that can actually hear their plans, including PubMec. Yeah. Nobody's, not even his own class, is going to let him hear what they're planning. Because remember, they know that he's going to help Solar's class. So they don't want him to know anything that they're doing. So Paul met up with Z, who literally came out of the classroom of Sun, because he said he just went to see a brief of what they have on their play. They gave him the poster, technically that it is. But the thing is, their imagination is wild. The thing is, he has to come up with the idea, like how he's going to set up everything. And so far, looking at the poster and what he heard, their idea is... Sorry. What their idea is that it's going to be out there. The show itself and the title, Snow White and the 7 Adventures, it's not something you hear often, and I love the uniqueness, just because maybe GMMTV doesn't want to put out copyright, but their idea, I like it. And yes, I did yarn in this thing. I am sorry, but I don't have time to edit that out. But when Papa went inside unannounced, because he didn't tell them that he's gonna come in, Sun makes everyone throw whatever they're throwing on. And PubMec, good looking clothes. He was good looking. He dressed nice. Orange match with the brown. Should I get an orange and brown color for my braces color? Anyways, they attacked this boy, and then Sun realized, oh, it's just PubMec. After the damage was done, he's like, oh, I thought you were some other classes want to come in and sneak in and hear our ideas. Sorry, you should have told us that it was you. Hold up, you think you're smart. Now I know this had multiple takes, because the first clip, they throwing something at him, right? But he never had anything in his ear. There wasn't any white chalk thingy on his clothes. Now that he stepped out of the class, he had a lot of chalk, water, whatever residue all over his face, neck, and everything. Like they just throw paint at him. Like, seriously, how many takes did he do? Then we went back in time to where Solar and PubMec are literally doing a script reading for a play. The only difference is Solar is the one that's doing the play, not PubMec. PubMec is just helping Solar with the play, because PubMec and Solar are in different classes. But anyways, do you notice one thing though? When they do go back in time and they talk about their university days, we do realize the only person that's imagining this or thinking about this university days is PubMec, not Solar. So they put on a mask. Honestly, I'm not sure about PubMec's mask. Maybe PubMec's mask or its name PubMec means the moon or something, and solar is the sun. Sun and the moon makes the solar eclipse. Because it's a sun and east. Anyways, moving on. So the play that PubMec is helping Solar with as a kiss scene. And so PubMec wanted to go for the kiss, and as soon as he reached there, Solar said, "You don't have to kiss me, it's just a rehearsal." And then Solar's alarm went off and said he's late. Literally, right now that they're doing is the day off the exam, which is the play that he's about to do. So he had to rush. Anyways, about the kiss part, when Solar said you don't have to kiss him, it's just a rehearsal. PubMec said he wants to kiss. That's when the alarm kicks in and stuff like that. Moving on. But here's the thing, because Solar was such in a rush to get to class, he forgot the mask that he will be using in his test play. So PubMec went to give it to him and said he forgot to his mask and that he might need it. Well, he needed it. But then Solar said he doesn't need it because the person that he's supposed to act with forgot that the day is the day, which is today, to do the exam, which is the exam is the play. Bear with me, I'm getting confused as I say it. Anyways, so PubMec said he's gonna ask if anyone has any spot, like if there's no one there have a partner, he can actually or she can actually play with Solar. Solar stopped PubMec and asked PubMec if he can be that person to act with him. Bear in mind, they both know the script, so it would be more easier. Remember, PubMec is a shy person, but for Solar, he will do anything. Now, at this time, they are friends. They told each other they like each other, right? But they're not like together. I'll tell you that. I'll get to that part. But anyways, this is interesting. Back to the present, where PubMec is literally stressing out of the play, but mostly stressing out how Sun is going to come up with the play, and knowing Sun is very energetic and PubMec is not that energetic for Sun. The fact that he has to go around for his mental health with this boy, it's stressful already. So Solar is back, and Solar sees how PubMec is very stressing out himself, and PubMec is telling Solar everything that Solar missed. The fact that they're coming up with a play for each class, and every one of the class that Solar is in charge, or the students that's in the class, picked Sun to be the director. It's more stressing enough that they don't know how the whole outcome of the play, they just know the title, but like the costume and everything like that, he doesn't know how it should look like. So he's stressing out himself while trying to monitor Sun. Solar sees how stressful it is, but I feel like Solar, he can find the good out of anything bad that PubMec says. Okay, so Solar sees a bread napkin and he turned it into a mask and looked at PubMec and it's like, remember our day when we were doing a play in university and we were like wearing masks? It's basically Solar way of cheering PubMec because he looked very stressed and tired and a little bit down. It kind of worked because now we're going back to memory lane. I think it's great to have Solar in PubMec's life because PubMec is the type of person who thinks negative or have like a disadvantage of things that he does want in his life. Like he has the things, but he finds disadvantage of those things, where Solar brightens up that moment and tells him the advantage of having these things. Like for example, we have Sun. PubMec doesn't like Sun. PubMec thinks that Sun is just someone that is just a little bit too chaotic, someone that you can't really leave alone or trust to do things. Whereas Solar thinks that Sun is just someone that is trying to express himself. He likes to show how good and people can trust him in many ways. And whenever Solar tells PubMec the advantage of things, PubMec tends to relax and then look into those advantages and things that maybe he's doing things too harshly. So you have to have negative and positive in this show. The positive is Solar and is present, bring PubMec positivity, but without that, and you bring back Sun, PubMec is just drained. Anyways, it's the rehearsal day, and remember the show is called, oh no, the play is called Snow White and the Seven Adventures. So, own girl here is Snow White. I'm shocked that Snow White has the ability to hold Thanos' gloves. Like, what is this? But also, peep the girl on the left. The left. One girl is not happy with the position she is, and we'll get to that later. Anyways, the Thanos glove. It's interesting how they put the story as Snow White as the leader, holding the gloves, annihilating these seven Avengers. Anyways, I love how they did the story. No copyright there. They just put a sprinkle their own little thing in it. And it's cute. It's something else, but it also is cute. The fact that you're seeing Miss Principal helping the teachers, you can tell that that's not much people around to help. Anyways, the principal is like, we have to get this done because technically the parents are calling, and she doesn't want to sit down with the parents and tell them about how the budget and why there's a little bit of time or not enough time. The budget was not budgeting, but she's not going to explain to the student parents about the budget problem. But anyways, here we are. But also, it's kind of like in reality right now because the show doesn't have much lead. They only have you only have Pert, Santa, Sammy, and Kay. Those are the four. And the rest of them are just like random people. Which got me to realize that I heard a rumor about the director or producer not having much people in the show because they kind of doubted that the show will go as good as it is now, but they did risk it out with the little people that they have. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's what happens when you doubted everything because it blew up. Also, I think that's why it's in a different platform or on a platform that you have to pay. I guess, I don't know. My thoughts, not gonna bash anyone. There are certain countries that can't even see it on YouTube, even though people are saying it's on YouTube. Yeah, certain people can't see it on YouTube, but hey, they digress. Moving on. Everything was going great until these two kids showed up, telling the principal and the teachers that Son has got into a fight with one of the students, which I believe is Elsa. Everyone was shocked. Hell, I am shocked to think about Son in Pubmec's body fighting a little girl. Now, that's something that you don't want to see. When Pubmec and the principal got to the room, they both saw that Elsa is crying. And Pubmec, without asking question, blames Son because he believes Son is the reason that caused Elsa to cry. Because remember, he heard that they were fighting. The craziest part is that Son is very upset that Pubmec never even asked questions. So the principal asks, what happened? So one of them said that Elsa was fighting with her best friend because Elsa wanted to take the main lead. But Elsa got mad and told her best friend that she doesn't look pretty to get the main lead. And that's when Son decided to pick up for the girl and told Elsa that she doesn't even look good either. And then she started crying. But when Pubmec is like, you shouldn't have said that, even though he said and Son said and everyone said the person that started it all was Elsa. Pubmec wasn't having it because Pubmec said that Son should have known the right or wrong and should have even and encounter or what's the English I'm looking for? That's the English. But anyways, what I am upset is that, not really upset, but I'm like, Elsa, girl, you don't like when people say you don't look so pretty and then you cry. How do you think your best friend feels like when you told her that? Well, things got escalated a little too serious, and Son said it's not fair that Pubmec is not listening to his side of the story, and that he's listening to just one side and not even try to believe him. Bear in mind, the truth has come out, but for some reason Pubmec still blames Son. She still blames Son, and because of that, Pubmec said that Son will not be the director anymore and he will be pulled out of the play. So Son looks very sad and upset at Uncle Pubmec, and now he said he's a mean person and he doesn't even treat him nice, which I agree. Puppet doesn't really treat Sun very nicely. As you can see, the way he's treating him, he doesn't even like him. That's how I see it. And at least point, I'm like, where is Solar to talk some sense into Pubmec? Santa looks so funny when he walking with the bag like that and strutting. It's so cute and funny at the same time. Anyway, as soon as they got in, Sun went into the room and locked Pubmec out. Pubmec is like, you can't lock me out of my room. I need a shower. Bear in mind, the shower is in the room, not outside the room. And so Pubmec is forced to use the sink water, the kitchen sink water, and dishwasher soap to bathe. I don't know where he stand to do that. I don't know if he did a wipe up or whatever, but it was what he had to do. Pubmec, if I were you, I would have done the head-to-head thing and find a spare key and open that door and go to the bathroom. I don't know what you taking a 7-year-old. Why you make a 7-year-old person ruling you, sir? Aren't you the adult? Solar is back, and Pubmec is back to his clingy and self to Solar and telling Solar everything that Sun did, and he's stressed. Everything is stressful. Meanwhile, they're doing their little dovey-dovey moment. You have Z out here doing all the work. Question. We're seeing Pubmec being acting baby and clingy to Solar, right? But I want to know, has he always been like this? Or this is just the first time we seeing him or he's acting like this way, right? He must have done this like 7 years, for 7 years or something like that. Because why is he acting like a baby? I'm not gonna lie to you, Z is the only one that's actually putting effort into this play and decoration. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's the one doing everything, and I don't think it's his OCD that's making him doing all this. Meanwhile, everyone else, they're doing nothing. They're just like, you have Pubmec complaining about Sun. Solar comes in and out with Sun and Solar trying to maintain what it is that he's going to maintain. We know Sun wants to do the play. We know Solar is trying to maintain that Sun does that because, I feel like Solar wants Sun to get that experience as a 7-year-old. Meanwhile, Principal is actually helping. Now, remember the girl that had a fight with her best friend, which is Elsa, the girl with the glasses? I think her name is Aurora. Her mother called Solar, because Solar is the teacher for Aurora. What do you call it? Form teacher? So they called and they said that Aurora won't be coming to school anymore, or not coming to school tomorrow because she says she's sick. Well, clearly, I think... Well, we, the audience, will probably think that maybe it's because she had a fight with her best friend. But anyways, the mother wants Solar to come at her home to talk to Aurora tomorrow. But the thing is, tomorrow, Sun will be there, not Solar. Because, remember, each day we sleep, we wake up as a different person. So how are we going to go about this? So Solar plan is basically go back to what they were doing before. Try to keep up and stay awake without sleeping. That way by tomorrow, Solar will still have his body to talk to Aurora's mother. It's a bit hectic, but it's something that he has to do. He can't show up as Sun. We don't know what Sun will do or say. Well, Pubmec said he's willing to stay up with Solar. But right now, Pubmec wants something else. See, the thing is, how long has it been since Pubmec and Solar, it's been a while. Ever since Sun comes out, they don't have a chance to do anything. And to be honest, we all know after doing things, we end up sleeping, and then if we sleep, then Sun will wake up. Do you know how chaotic it would be if when Sun wakes up and see himself naked right beside of someone we call uncle? How are you going to explain to that 7-year-old? I'm just saying. So they can't really do much until they find out that Solar got his body permanently, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Anyways, Pubmec said he was willing to stay up after all the activities, and Solar knows his man too well to know that they ain't gonna stay up. They're just gonna sleep after this. This is exactly what we didn't want to happen. Remember last night, Pubmec and Solar made Pubmec Pinky swear that he doesn't sleep. He's gonna stay up with him and make sure Solar doesn't sleep. As you can see, Pomek is fully asleep, getting the call from Aurora's mother, so that's gonna wake him up to answer the phone. But we're not sure if Solar went to sleep, so we're gonna find out now. Anyway, Pomek answered the phone. Bear in mind, the phone that he answered was his man phone, but I guess that's something no one realized. That's a red flag number one. I will tell you why it's red flags later on. But anyways, he got out. He saw Solar, or at least, you know what? At least he thought it was Solar. Because when I was like, why is he acting so strange? Because Pomek is telling, quote unquote, Solar that Aurora's mother called and they need to get ready to go. Now, here's where the red flag number 2 kicks in for me, because when Pomek was talking to Solar, Solar never responded. He just did a head shake and just acting. I think Pomek was a bit sleepy, so he didn't realize the difference, because I did. I did immediately. Okay, so they're at Aurora's house and quote unquote Solar is playing with Aurora chest. At least Pomek thinks that's his Solar. So after talking to Aurora said that she's sick, but it's not like sick. It's that she accidentally sprained her ankle and she can't go to school. But she also said that she wants to apologize to Elsa of how she treated her. Everything was going great, and saying that she still wants to do the play, right? That's when Sun comes out and it's like, that's my main lead girl. I'm like, what? I'm like, I was shocked at first, but I was shocked because I knew it was Sun and not Solar. So Solar went to sleep too and woke up as Sun. Pomek is shocked because the entire time he thought it was Solar. Dude, you didn't realize that homeboy didn't even talk. My question is though, how did he master being Solar so good that Pomek didn't even realize? Like, how did he do that? Did he watch a video or something? Did he I don't know how he knew how to act as Solar, and that's not good because maybe he's going to continue doing this and we might never know. And how do we know if this is really a thing? Did he really switch bodies, or are we playing with each other? Because if he's playing with us that would be crazy. Hold up, I just realized something, or maybe I missed it. But when Sun looked at Aurora and asked Aurora if she's skipping school because she had a fight with Elsa, I don't think that Pomek told Solar himself that Sun and Elsa and Aurora had a fight or anything like that. So Pomek should have guessed. How the hell did he knew? How the hell Solar knew? He should have guessed that this was not Solar the entire time. This was Sun. And I have to admit, I'm proud of Sun. The fact that he handled this very professionally, handled it as an adult, did a good conversation, hold the conversation with Aurora as an adult, and no one knew about this until he said something about, that's my main lead girl, with a different accent. And I'm like, because he has a different tone of voice when he switched to an adult. Still want to know how he knew how to act like Solar, but Sun, you scare me. You scare me. Aurora then convinced Pomek to let Sun take back the director role so they can do the play again. Then Pomek looks at Sun because Sun, as the face of the person that he loves, he can't say no. So just when you think things are going great, something goes wrong. Murphy's Law. If you're familiar with Murphy's Law, you know what I'm talking about. So as you can see, the entire setup for the play is ruined because Andy Man here accidentally dropped scaffolding and ruined everything. Why couldn't you ruin like half of it or some part of it? Why it's got to be everything? And the reason that is because this guy was fixing like a bulb or something. Why couldn't you just do it after the show or before the show? Why does the fixing has to happen now? My God. Okay, with the whole setup ruined, Pomek wants to come up with an idea by saying, hey, let's postpone this play or at least cancel it. But this 7-year-old Sun decided that he come up with a genius idea to make the play go, but with a different twist. So they decided to take this play into a different room where the lighting is more better, And the setup is a lot different. I don't know how they got the short space of time to create all this decoration, but here we are. Pomek is lining out the phones to record the children because I think the parents wants that. I don't know why the parents not going, but the parents wants the recording, and so they can get it. It's a tradition, I believe, because I think that was the idea what the parents wants. I don't know if it's social distancing. I don't even know. Hold up. So in this story of this play, the Seven Avengers, the Avengers are supposed to be evil. Obviously, that's what they're showing me because why is Snow White scared of them? Dude, it's Iron Man with the two people on his shoulders to count as this. I'm done. Pop noticed that Elsa is not in the play and asked Son where Elsa is. Now, Son said Elsa is not. Well, Son kind of gave an hint to Podmek that Elsa is in the play, but it's a play that she will. I mean, it's a part that she would like as well. The thing is, Son was walking and saw the two friends, which is Aurora and Elsa, talking, and he overheard them apologizing to each other, and that they didn't meant what they said. I think with that idea, Son came up with the perfect idea that both of them can be happy and both of them can enjoy being in the play. Turns out in the play, we have two Snow White. Not exactly something that I was expecting, but then again, the director's idea and plan to this, so he can do whatever he wants with the play. Okay, so we're back into the university days where Pomek and Solar are auditioning for the play. Remember, at this time, Solar asked Pomek to be his partner to play with him. Now, the reason why we went back in time is because Sun must have said something like a line that Solar said back in the time, and now he's remembering this moment. Anything that Sun say or do is like Pomek went back in time to remember things. Anyways, they're there, but there's a problem. Pomek got very nervous that he broke the mask, and so Sun had to improvise. I don't like the improvisation, but whatever. See what I mean? I don't like it. It's a struggling mask improvisation, but the show must go on, so let's continue. Now we're going back and forth with the play, like the past in the play with Podmek and Solar, and the present with the play with the children. And I noticed one thing. In the past with Podmek and Solar doing the play, there were a lot of people watching, right? But in the one with the kids, it's just technologies. Like, damn, have we gone that far? So Podmek and Solar, when it comes to the kissing scene, they didn't really kiss. They just like lean their head, making the audience feels like they kiss. But yeah, the play that they didn't have any words in it. It was just more movements and maybe emotions, and then the kissing. That's pretty much it. Okay, so after the play was over, the teacher noticed how the chemistry of Podmek and Solar was so good. The teacher asked Solar who Podmek is, because remember, Podmek is not in Solar's class. So Solar looked at the teacher and said he's just a friend that's helping him out. Clearly, so Podmek's face wasn't showing of a happy when he said that, and the teacher was like, "Are you sure you guys are a friend?" I like how the teacher clocked it real quick. It's like, something into something. So after the play they went backstage, but Solar realized that Podmek is not looking so happy. Solar asks Podmek what the problem is. Now Podmek tries to play it off like it's nothing, but you can't fool Solar. So Podmek told Solar that the reason he's a bit down and sad is because when the teacher asked Solar who he is to Solar, Solar said they were just friends. Technically, they are friends. They haven't agreed to be boyfriends at the moment, but we only acknowledge that we like each other. That's it. So now Solar looked at Podmek and was like, "Do you want to be in a relationship with me?" And like Podmek said yes, and then they kissed. They got their first kiss as boyfriends, but also the kiss they never got to do on stage. While they're doing their kissing, the teacher pulled the curtains and it's like, "I thought you guys were just friends." And I'm like, "Teacher, did you hear all the conversation that was going on and you thought maybe it's too quiet that they're kissing and you move the curtains?" Ooh, teacher, you are sneaky. So Solar responded to the teacher saying, I thought you said you weren't you were just friends. And so Solar said, okay, we were friends at the time, at the moment when you asked, but right now we are boyfriends right now. Literally just became boyfriends. And the audience screamed. I'm like, I screamed too. The teacher was like, yeah. After the play was over, Pombek told his son that he's proud of him of how the play turned out and gave him a lollipop. I'm telling you, this lollipop is too famous. But when his son sees it, he thinks it's like a bad news thing because remember, he got the lollipop at first just to not be around him. But Pombek says that it's kind of his way of apologizing and literally wronging son. So he said he has one wish and he would grant him just for that day, and after that nothing more. He can make just one wish. So Pomek said whatever wish that son wants, he will grant it. If it's in his ability, he will grant that specific wish. So Son went for a drawing that he did of a beach side and told Pobmet that he wants to go to the beach for the first time because he never went to a beach. And so Pobmet said yes, he will bring him. So Elsa is with her mother watching the play together, and the mother is glad that Elsa and her friend Aurora are friends. And Elsa said that it's all thanks to her friend's son. Now the mother, here's the tricky part. The mother thinks that son is just a younger boy, and she asked which one of the boys are son. And in the video, Elsa pointed at Solar. The mother is like, no, that's Solar. And the little girl is like, no, that's Sun. Now, here's the problem. It got her to think something crazy, which I feel like I know what's going to happen in next week's episode. Now, I can tell Elsa comes from a rich background, but with that said, I don't like how the mother's face looks when Elsa showed her son. And I kind of get it, a grown man acting like a little boy around her daughter, kind of sus, right? But that's not the crazy part. If you remember all the way in episode 2, I believe, where Z has this book, writes down the people or the teachers that he feels like acting odd just to save them from the organization or whatever it is that place wants to do. I feel like the mother is going to inform those higher up organization to talk about Sun, who aka is Solar. I feel that's going to happen in next week episode because remember we're still trying to protect teachers here. I'm telling you, it feels like everything happened in one day and everyone is just stressed out and doing hot pot. I don't think I've ever seen well, then again, I was a student, I wouldn't even know. Are teachers allowed to actually have this much fun at night and eating food in the building? I don't know, but it's cute and all. Okay, moving on. Miss Principal said that while she was helping Son with getting materials from the storage of the school, she bumped into a guitar and think that this would be perfect for Podmek to play just in case he wants to bring back Solar back. I don't know, he probably have to sing the same song that he did. He must remember it is his song, right? Now remember, Podmek and Z went to the same high school together. So Z said to Podmek that he knows that Podmek used to be in a band and he was very good with the guitar, but wondered like what happened, why did he stop? I think the reason he stopped was because of his mother. That's it. Finally, Solar wakes up and everyone tells him what happened in the play, how the play went, and so forth.